policy that creates clearly the whole government approach. Now, His Excellency the President, in his wisdom last year, invited experts from Dubai, where the ministers, I'm not sure of the permanent secretaries, met at Harare Conference Center. Am I right? And they're supposed to be educated on the whole government approach in order to achieve efficient e-governance vis-a-vis linkages with e-governance in industry and commerce. Am I right, Honorable Minister of Finance?
You are correct.
Right?
I attended the session.
So, His Excellency the President has been very clear. It is the ministers, and I think through the Minister of Finance, is a key ministry, not to allow this disaggregated allocation of funds to 4 centers when we should have one data center. One data center, well coordinated. And I want to venture under the Ministry of ICT. His Excellency is very clear. So ministers should not fight for some turf. They must follow the Minister of Finance, who is holding the purse, so that he can direct the allocation to one center. I suppose as Parliament, we are advising that we subscribe to the presidential vision of one national data center. This applies also to the cadastral system. It should be coming under one umbrella, and each ministry wanting to use that system will do so at the press of a button. Honorable Minister of Finance, if your colleagues are refusing to work under your direction, don't give them the money. Don't give them the money. They are defying the presidential vision, and you have got the support of the president. And then, Honorable Minister Mawetera, while you are still on ICT, you want to start a little ICT park. Why? Why? That is defeating that whole idea of one data center. And in my conversation with you, I said Google is prepared to fund you, to fund the government on a centralized hub. And we discussed that this centralized hub will not be for Zimbabwe government only. And I said, and talking to James Manyika, the vice president of Google, we agreed that if we put in place enablers A, B, C, D, which we discussed, that hub will be a regional hub for the whole of SADC. And when we met in Victoria Falls, Honorable Minister, you remember, you made that statement, and parliamentarians from the SADC Parliamentary Forum agreed with you. And that's the way to go. And if you read this 2025 AI index report produced by Stanford University, you'll be clearly directed as to how you can establish that. Relatedly, it will also give you how you rope in the private sector. Government can't do it alone. It will show you the matrix of bringing in the private sector. And you relieve Treasury from the fiscal's burden. So that should be the way we go. And the other issue is one of laptops. Now, I don't know to what extent you have engaged Bindura University. They are producing their laptops. Parliament has seen them. They are of good quality. They are of good quality. Huh? Let's coordinate with our universities. They are doing wonders there. Now, while I'm talking about university, I was very disappointed, Honorable Minister of Finance, that there is no evidence in the submission by the Deputy Minister of Higher Education that there is a clear outline on how our tertiary institutions relate to the private sector. Let me give you a practical example. You are training architects there, right? You are training architects, but you are not linking up with the construction industry. You are not linking up with the construction industry. You are training engineers. Are they linking to the various sectors of infrastructural development in the private sector? So that as they finish, they are employable there. Or as they finish, they can create, employment. The collaboration is very weak, Honorable Minister of Finance. It's very weak. But the brains are there. The brains are there. And the question of active ensuring that the innovations in the innovation hubs and the industrial hubs, those discoveries, those inventions, they are not patented at all. And I've seen through ZITF here and ZAS in Harare, and I asked the question, you have done all this, have you registered the patent? No. Now, that patent under copyright law can enrich universities without asking money from the fiscals. I've just talked about Stanford University. Is thriving on private sector. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the leading universities, is thriving on private sector. And the question is, why are we not learning from the others? And some of our bright boys are being stolen by European countries. Before even they've registered, they are patented here. So we need strong collaboration that is determined, not this wish-wash affair. So let us see, from the time we live here, a new direction. A new direction. And this is what is the meaning of the presidential mantra, nyika inovakwa neveni vayo, ilizwe lakiwa ngabantu banu. And we are here as the foot soldiers of building that country. And we're just saying, presidential mantra, nyika inovika nevani vayo, and you are not lifting a small brick to build Zimbabwe. Let us see seriousness. And one of the greatest assets that we have here in Zimbabwe is the asset of the brain. The asset of the brain. We have the brains. And those who profess to have done, higher education and so on, the first two universities were in Africa. West Africa and Egypt. Why should we look down upon ourselves? I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I want to assume that that's the input that you wanted to make. Yes, yeah. Honorable members, this brings us to the end of this session, Honorable Mchangwa, I'm sure you have been answered. You had asked the question on the conditions for attracting private capital in artificial intelligence, and I'm sure this has been comprehensively addressed by the Honorable Speaker. So we are very behind on time. Now it's not even a question of 1 hour, 2 hours, the whole other session, session 5, the whole session 5 is behind. So, I need to...
We will have to dismiss here at 7 o'clock. All sessions must be completed today.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, this is time for us to go for tea break. I stand to be guided. Clerk, is it okay?
We break for 20 minutes, then we come back.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me allow the Honorable Speaker, Madam President, to leave first. Our break is going to be 20 minutes. Honorable Ministers, yeah, you can also join. Yeah, my panelists. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Mavete.
Parliament, Honorable Advocate Jacob Francis Swindazilimo Mudenda. I'll write on the protocols that have already been established. You know, Mr. Speaker, I said your name because last week when I was in Lesotho, the Speaker of the Parliament of Lesotho said to me, "Your Speaker liked being called by his full name." And he actually mentioned all the words. But he said I should tell you that there's only one thing that you need to improve on: your dancing skills. Honorable members, you know, I thought we would laugh. It was a very tense session, the previous one, so I thought, you know, I would tell the Speaker, relay his message to him. Honorable members, we are now at the 5th session where we have 2 ministries. I'm now going to call upon those who are going to speak, and please make sure that you stick to your 15 minutes. First of all, I'll call Honorable Maburutse, the chairperson of the Ministry of the Committee on Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, and Rural Development. Take your seat, please. Then I'll also call upon the Minister for Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, and Rural Development, Honorable Minister A. Masuka. Also, I am going to call upon, it was supposed to be Honorable S. Matema, but he's away, so I'll call Honorable Kambuzuma from the Portfolio Committee on Environment, Climate, and Wildlife. Then I'll also call the Acting Minister for Environment, Climate, and Wildlife, Honorable Maletera, to also come and take the stand. Thank you, Honorable Mavetera. Speaking here is Honorable Mateu, chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee. Not very loved by everyone, but it's okay. So the first one will be Honorable S. Maburutse on the outcomes of the consultation with stakeholders by the Portfolio Committee on Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, and Rural Development. Honorable Maburutse.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, sir. All protocol observed. Mr. Speaker, let me start by reminding this House the importance of agriculture sector in our economy. Agriculture employs 70% of rural population, 60% supplies of raw materials, and contributes 40% of export earnings. The sector accounts for 10 to 15% of national GDP. In the Maputo Declaration of 2003, member states should spend at least 10% of national budget on agriculture. Key achievements against key areas in 2025. Food security and production. Fumvunza Itasa supported 3 million plus farmers, 2.9 million tons of cereals. Food insecurity was reduced to 15%. Wheat production, 600,000 metric tons expected nationwide. Irrigation development. Area expanded from 117,000 hectares in 2020 to 235,000 hectares in 2025. Gwai Shangani Dam is 74% complete. Kunji Dam is 66% complete. Animal health. Cattle owners benefited 1,791 DP tanks rehabilitated, and 171 new constructed deep tanks. Rural development, 4,415 bores were drilled. 776 village business units established under Rural Development 8.0. Vulnerable groups, inclusion in social protection and agriculture input support scheme was facilitated. 2025 in review budget performance highlights. Total budget allocation was 22.89 billion ZIG. Total outturn as at 30 September 2025 was 7.45 billion ZIG. Execution rate 33%. Major spending area, agriculture, advisory and rural development, 12.32 billion ZIG. Key challenges, 2025 agriculture sector review. Funding constraints, ministry bid 149 billion ZIG versus 24.2 billion allocation, which is 16%. Dams, Kunz, Baishangan, and the 460,000 hectare stalled, risking El Nino crop failures. Unavailability of key inputs, especially fertilizers, affected production capacity. GMB arrears, 50 million plus US dollars, blocking fertilizer imports and slowing Fumvuzwa support for the 3 million farmers. VAT on fisheries, feed capping, aquaculture growth, lake harvest output dropped from 10,000 metric tons per year to 1,000 metric tons per year. Land titles leg, limiting collateral for loans, climate shocks, erratic rains, and 12.2 billion external debt compound risks. Wash infrastructure gaps leave rural communities highly vulnerable. Solution. Priority debt clearance to kickstart the 2026 farming season. Strategic priorities for the year 2026. Irrigation and climate proofing. To expand irrigation from 235,000 hectares to 460,000 hectares. To complete Kunji and Igbai dams. Food security and sovereignty. Maintain 1.5 million metric tons grain reserve, supporting Fumvuzwa and smart silos. Livestock and fisheries. Grow yield to 6 million and to build 1,200 deep tanks. Promote fodder and aqua agriculture. Land tenure and infrastructure. Issue bankable land documents. Decentralized title deeds. Rural Development 8.0. Develop 35,000 VBUs, 10,000 school business units,